Much peace to you guys and welcome. Today I want to speak about silencing the mind and really awakening your own senses. I believe that we as humans, we may get sensitive sometimes, and sometimes we may live too much in our heads. And I believe that this may create suffering. But when you let go of limiting belief systems, when you let go of limiting thought patterns, and when you really step into who you really are, you realize that the mind is just a tool that can be used well, but if you are letting it control you, then you actually lose. Okay, so I believe that the intuition is our guidance, and the intuition happens in the heart, in the gut. The mind is just a tool. And whenever you are stepping into your own intuition, you realize that you have the power to choose. Okay, you have the power to choose. And I believe that there is the pronoia state, where you believe that the universe actually works in your favor. And this happens when we are letting go of limiting belief systems. This happens when we are letting go of what is no longer serving us and stepping into our hearts. Okay. So learn to silence your own mind and see what happens, because someone said, and I resonate with this, he said that the only suffering happens in our heads, in our minds, okay? And when we are stepping from the head into the intuition, we realize that we're actually free and we have the power to express ourselves the way that we want to express ourselves. So start meditating a bit more and see what happens. I'm realizing that I can either choose to live in my head or I can choose to live in my body. Okay, so when you are living in the intuition state, when you are living as an intuitive person, you realize that you're actually free. Okay, you are actually free. So the mind is a powerful tool. You can use your mind, but you don't have to let it control you. Okay, you don't have to let it control you. And I believe that respecting our own choices is so important. And you can only respect your own choices when you are stepping into the intuition. Okay, when you are stepping into the intuitive state. And when you raise your vibration, when you raise your consciousness, when you raise your frequency, it's like you realize that you have to move from the head into the heart. The electromagnetic field of the heart is way more powerful than the one of the mind, okay? So your heart center, your heart chakra is way more powerful than your own mind. So I believe that we are living in a society where we are being desensitized and we are chasing the dopamine rush. We are not letting ourselves be focused into silence. But when you open your heart, when you open your own intuition, you realize that you have the power to even transcend your own mind. You have the power to transcend your own ego, okay? So realize that you have the power to choose between your ego and your higher self. And usually the higher self is about love. The ego is about separation. The higher self is about oneness. The ego is about limitations and lower states of consciousness, okay? So you have to learn to really dissolve yourself in the present moment, okay? This is the way to go about it. And I believe that meditation helps. Meditation helps a lot. When you silence your own mind, you realize that being free is actually your birthright. Now, sometimes you may get caught up in certain thought patterns. Sometimes you may get caught up in certain emotional patterns that may be wounding you. But when you are healing yourself and when you are letting go of what is no longer serving you, you realize that you can actually create transparency. Okay, you can be more transparent, you can be more in alignment with source, with who you really are, okay? So realize that sometimes you may get caught up in certain things that are not serving you. And my suggestion is try as much as possible to let it go. Try as much as possible to let go and trust life. Try as much as possible to let go and trust the way in which things are actually working into your own life. I believe that there is divine timing. I believe that there is divine order. I believe that the universe makes no mistakes. And when you are choosing the choice that is best for you, it's like you are raising your consciousness and your frequency to the next level. So have the power to choose, have the power to live as an intuitive person. I believe that the intuition is always speaking to us. The intuition is intelligent. Your heart is intelligent. And you're actually a powerful being. But when you are choosing to live in a low vibration, when you are choosing to constantly repeat the same patterns, I've seen in my own journey that I had moments where I was only repeating the same patterns. When you're doing this, you're actually being stagnant. But there is always movement in life. There is always movement as consciousness. There is always movement in the universe. And you have to learn to take action. You have to learn to transcend your limiting states of consciousness. You have to flow as life. You have to flow as the universe. Okay? So enter the flow state and see what happens. And I believe that a healthy creative process is essential here. And this reflects our own evolution. Okay, this reflects our own evolution. This allows us to really get to learn and embrace and accept and really step into the heart space or the intuitive state of consciousness. Okay, so realize that you don't really have to struggle in this process. I believe that the intuition is about love. The intuition is about harmony. And you have to step from the head into the heart. You have to make the conscious choice of living into your own body. So silence your own mind and awaken your own senses. Silence your own mind and awaken your own senses. And when you do this, you realize that free is who you really are, and stress is what you think you should be. Okay, so the ego may hold on onto things. Your ego may hold on onto limiting ways of being. Your ego may hold on onto what is no longer serving you. But your higher self knows. Your higher self knows that the answer is in your body. Okay, so when you're feeling stuck between choices, you have to listen to your own body, because your body always speaks to you. The intuition always guides you towards the best call. And your heart or your intuition, they don't speak with words. They speak with frequency. They speak with energy. They speak as vibrations of love and harmony. Okay? So realize that you have to really learn to connect more to your own senses. Connect more to your own spiritual nature. Connect more to who you really are in order to let go of the mind and step into the heart. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. When I say let go of your own mind, I'm still saying that you can actually choose to use your mind, but use it in a healthy way. Okay, because I believe that so many of us, and me included sometimes, we are being controlled by our minds. Okay, we are being controlled by our thoughts. But you have to learn to control these things. You have to learn to embrace these things. You have to love yourself unconditionally. Okay? So realize that the answer is in your own heart. It is in your own intuition. And the more that you are making the conscious choice from stepping from the ego into the higher self, is the more that you realize that you're actually a powerful, spiritual, infinite being of light, love, and high vibrations. Okay? You realize that things that are happening into your own life are a reflection of your own state of consciousness. And you realize that you have the power to choose, you have the power to manifest, and you have the power to be who you really are in this process. And sometimes you have to face your fear. Okay, sometimes you have to face your shadows. Sometimes you have to love yourself unconditionally. And if you want to step from the head into the heart, maybe sometimes you have to learn to not take it so seriously. Okay, not take it so seriously. Not being so hard on yourself. Okay, you have to give yourself the time to relax. You have to give yourself the time to really evolve. You have to give yourself the time to really increase your vibe and your energy, because the universe doesn't respond to the universe always responds to you. Okay, the universe responds to your energy. It doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what your vibration is. And when you really increase your frequency by stepping from the head into the heart, you realize that beingness and being free is who you really are. Okay, so be free, and really get to choose the choice that feels good into your own heart. Okay, so this was today's message about stepping into the flow state and stepping into your own intuition. The intuition is always there. Okay, the intuition is always there, and it is usually a vibration of love. It is usually a vibration of harmony. It is usually an energy that will actually elevate you to the next level. And you have to also be responsible, because when you're living too much in your head, it's like you're not responsible for your inner world or your outer world. But when you are stepping into the heart space, you realize that everything that is happening is actually happening in relationship with you, and you have the power to transform circumstances by changing your inner vibration, by changing your own state of consciousness. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and this was today's message about silencing your mind and awakening your senses. Silence your mind and awaken your senses. I love you so much, guys, and if you wish to work with me on a one-on-one level and really get to know more about your spiritual nature, getting to evolve as your higher self, feel free to contact me at my email address in the description below. I love you so much, much peace, and see you on what is coming up next. Realize that you are already free, and being free is your birthright. But sometimes you have to make the choice of love, of peace, of harmony. I love you so much, guys, much peace, and see you on what is coming up next. Bye bye.